The New York Jets have made multiple moves in the form of a signing, a re-signing, and we learn about the future of one of our beloved defensive team captains, and we got to break it down. So what's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video for today, only 24.1% of viewers are subscribed to the channel. So if you are not subscribed to the channel and you're watching this video, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a ton, and it only takes a second. But you know what also takes a second? Hopping into the video for what we got for today. So the New York Jets just signed right tackle Chukwuma Okorafor. If you don't know who he is, the New York Jets were gracious enough to put out a little short bio about him. You can find this on the New York Jets website, and it reads, the Jets have signed tackle Chukwuma Okorafor. Okorafor, 6'6", 320 pounds, played one game for the Patriots last season before he was placed on the exempt/left the squad list. Drafted by the Steelers in the third round in 2018 out of Western Michigan, he started 59 of the 77 games that he appeared in for Pittsburgh from 2018 to 2023. He started 33 games all at right tackle from 2020 to 2022. At Western Michigan, he was named first team All Mid-American Conference in 2016 and 17. He was also named a first team All-American in 2017 by the Football Writers of America. So, if you didn't know who he was, here he is. He's a right tackle. He grades out slightly better as a pass protector than a run blocker, but he's not all that inspiring at either position, only playing one single game last year. This signing, I'm just going to keep it completely upfront with you guys. It's not super exciting. I don't expect this guy to be the starting right tackle for the New York Jets. Yes, it's a position that's wide open. Maybe this is someone who the Jets are planning on drafting a guy rounds 1, 2, or 3 to play right tackle, and this guy is going to teach him how to play, which is a possibility. But when it comes to actually being the starting right tackle, I would describe Chukwuma's was that his name? Chukwuma Okorafor's, his chances are gonna be low. I mean, if I don't know what the guy's name is, that's a really bad thing, because I could tell you every single player who's drafted in like the 7th round of whatever draft you want. So this guy, really, really under the radar guy. This kind of continues the trend of there have been a couple signings by Darren Mougey that we kind of don't know what's going on, but hey, he's a new GM. We are going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt and see what happens. But a player that Jets fans will be significantly more familiar with is going to be who they ended up re-signing today. So we have, according to Harrison Glazer, the New York Jets have agreed to terms with veteran cornerback Isaiah Oliver. Oliver can play cornerback and safety and had 57 tackles, 3 pass defense, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 quarterback hits, and 1 sack with the New York Jets last season. So here's a guy that New York Jets fans are much more familiar with after we had a lot of injuries to defensive backs last season with, Sauce Gardner missing time, DJ Reed missing time, also had some safeties missing considerable time. Isaiah Oliver was one of the guys who stepped up in our secondary, and he's not as talented as the guys who were starting over him, but when he stepped up, I thought he did a pretty admirable job in playing defensive back. Now, I do think, or we see it right here, Harrison Glazer, he talked about how he can play different positions, and I want to talk more about that, and I actually have a chart here. It might be a little bit small, but if you can read it, this showcases all the different snaps that he took at different positions last season, and if you can see, he even ended up on the D-line. So, very, very highly versatile player. He can do a whole lot of things on defense. Obviously, he's not playing defensive line in any normal sort of defense. That was probably a Hail Mary situation or something like that. But spots where he's actually going to be lining up in the box, you can see there were plenty of games based on our matchup, who we were playing against. He lined up in the box from certain times. I'm actually going to explain this a little bit. Obviously, your y-axis there is what position he's playing, and the x-axis across the top of the screen is going to be which week that was. For example, this would say, if you take a look at in the box, you go to position in the box, look at week 5, he played 4 snaps, lined up 4 times in the box during week 5. So that's how you read this graph. If you want to pause the video and take a closer look at where Isaiah Oliver did line up for us last season, I also want to talk about how he graded out, because, well, first of all, I'm just going to read it, and then I'm going to tell you why these grades matter, and they actually show a trend with who the guys that were signing to the secondary for the New York Jets. So graded out 65.1, 75th out of 170 qualifying safeties according to PFF. So on the top 50%, not extremely promising, but pretty solid. We'll take that. Pass rush grade doesn't really matter for a safety, but it's a 59. Now, the stuff that matters a lot more for the safety. Run defense grade, 71.6, ranked 50th out of 170, so that's good. Then coverage grade, 61.8, ranked 74th of 170 safeties. Now, if you've noticed a trend in all the videos that we've been making recently, I've been pointing out that the defensive backs that we're signing, they've all been better run defenders than actually cover guys. They've been grading out by people who know what they're doing and know what they're talking about, know how to watch film and understand what's going on. They are saying that every single guy that we've been signing, or not the D lineman from the Titans that we signed today, but the defensive backs, they are run defenders. They are guys who are going to be physical, and they're guys who are going to come up, lay the hit on someone like Andre Sisco, or just make good tackles like Brandon Stevens and like Isaiah Oliver over here. So we can expect from our defense, we can expect guys who are not going to be missing tackles other than Sauce Gardner. But if you are a first-team All-Pro 2 years of your first 3 years in the league, I don't care how many tackles you missed. You're a cornerback. It's the linebacker's job and the D lineman's job to not let the guy get to the secondary where Sauce is. Like, if Sauce, lock up the guy, you can miss every tackle in the book. Just lock up your guy. And that's what he's going to do for us. So perfectly fine with Sauce. I'm not happy with him missing tackles, but I'm fine. But Isaiah Oliver, a guy who you can count on to make the tackle, make the right play when the running back gets downhill and gets to that second level. Now, our next topic is not something I want to talk about at all, but we're going to have to bring it up here. The New York Jets have officially released veteran linebacker CJ Mosley, and they tweeted out, "To the captain, you gave this organization everything you had. Thank you, at CJ Mosley." Nice graphic. Deserves it. One of my favorite players on the team. Usually I'm wearing that hoodie, but I had to bring out the CJ Mosley jersey for this video. Luckily, it's black and not green, so the green screen doesn't get messed up by it, but sad day. Chris texted me. Chris is a little bit busy right now, so he couldn't be on the video, but he texted me no. When I told him CJ Mosley was cut, he texted no with like 17 O's, and then he said, "Understandable, but I hate it." And I completely agree. CJ Mosley, with the way his contract was lining up, we knew that he was not going to be with the Jets long term, and we knew they were going to have to cut him, but it still doesn't make it feel any better. Of course, we just signed Jamien Sherwood 2 days ago to replace CJ Mosley. Jamien Sherwood taking over the tackle as the leading tackler for the New York Jets in 2024 after it's been CJ Mosley for so many years prior. Really big fan of CJ Mosley. Really, the defense, hopefully we don't miss his communication and his tackling, because we know Jamien Sherwood can tackle. Now taking over as that Mike linebacker, as the guy calling plays on defense, as the guy telling other players where they need to be on a certain play. Hopefully we got Jamien Sherwood, and he's going to be able to fill in for CJ Mosley. Too proud by our defensive captain. You know, I was very excited the day that we signed CJ Mosley, and I just wish we could have, taken him to the playoffs and given him more success, but absolute class act all around by CJ Mosley. Great player. Nothing but the best. Wishing nothing but the best for him. Have nothing but respect for him. And I really wish we weren't doing this today. But that's what we got for today. We also have another signing, but I'm going to make another video on that, or Chris is going to make a video on that, and we'll see. But if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and as always, go Jets. Maybe he comes back on a really cheap deal. Please, CJ, don't leave us.